We are now 17 days away from election 2012. Candidates are in full campaign mode, trying to court the last few undecided voters. News Channel 15 is working to help that process, helping you to get to know for whom you'll be voting. Our next guest in the Meet the Candidates series is Glenda Ritz. She is a Democrat running for Superintendent of Public Instruction. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
Thank you, Drew.
What about your upbringing, born and raised in Lafayette, really drew you to teaching in the first place?
Well, surprisingly enough, high school did. We had a program, a career program in high school called Cadet Teaching. And so I participated in that and was in the schools during my high school years and really enjoyed it. So that led me to my teaching career.
It has to happen to enough of the teachers out there. You always think students don't like school, but there are enough that want to keep going, right?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I love school. I have 2 master's degrees.
And from Ball State, I understand. So you are just a true and true Hoosier.
Yeah, Ball State and then IU for my library science degree.
Fantastic. I understand you currently work as a library media specialist in Indianapolis. What about that position do you feel is preparing you for what you would hope to do and be the state leader of education?
Well, a literacy media specialist really is in charge of the literacy for the entire school, setting the tone for the school, for the culture of reading. And I hope to have a really strong emphasis on that K-12 in reading and literacy.
And I understand you've also taught in all levels, from young to the high school age.
That is true. I'm very unique. I have several licenses and master's degrees. I'm licensed in special ed, general ed, and library science. I actually have taught students in each of those levels, elementary, middle, and high school. So I have a very broad perspective of K-12.
On a personal level, family's pretty important. I understand you have 2 sons. You travel quite a bit to see them. How have they inspired you through all of this and campaigning?
Yeah, I have a husband of 35 years, and then our 2 sons, one in his family, Brandon and his family live in California, and then Philip and his family live in Maryland. So yes, we have to travel to coast to coast to see the boys, but they are keeping up with the campaign on Facebook and the social media and Twitter and call me all the time, so they're highly involved. And I know Brandon and his family are coming in for the election night and helping out with the campaign right prior to it.
Fantastic. Nice to have all of that support for sure. Is there anything we like to ask the candidates on this segment, just something unique about yourself that the voters might not already know?
Well, actually, I really like the arts. I've always been involved in music and drama and theater and really like those aspects. But I dabble in art in terms of pastel drawings, pastel chalks, and I really like to write poetry. So those are some unique things that a lot of people don't know about me.
Yeah, fantastic. Ever thought about going in that direction for teaching then?
Well, I obviously use those skills within my teaching. So, you know, I encourage students to be very creative and with their projects and modes of communication when they do their work.
So you've obviously had a very busy several months getting ready for and participating in this campaign. What are you hearing most from the voters out there as regards to education?
Well, I think there are two issues that are common to all voters. One is privatization. I hear that voters really do not want to see Indiana go to a privatization of our schools and government takeovers. And then the other issue is the high-stakes testing and the A to F grading model that's now in place to grade our schools and our universities and ultimately our communities. So those are 2 common issues that voters care about this election.
Certainly a busy woman. We appreciate your time this morning. I know you got up early to come in and see us, so we appreciate it very much.
Thank you very
Glenda.
much. Thank you.
Of course, Glenda is running against incumbent Dr. Tony Bennett, and Mr. Bennett will be on the program tomorrow morning.